So we want leadership because this saves us some on our save data budget. Gilgo, welcome on in. The next thing I like to do, guys, when we're fishing for save data is try to find the tunnel. Sometimes you can find it easily. Other times, you know, it's hidden. But the way we identify it, if you ever see like 2 or 3 events in a row, and unfortunately, oh, right here, maybe. You see this, guys? Also look for the, as long as it's connected, it doesn't have to be in the same row. I think it's right here. We got another. This is another one y'all want to look out for. And sorry, if you already know this, it's going to sound like I'm a broken record. But anyone that's watching and lurking that doesn't know, this event right here is probably the most cost-efficient way to remove cards.
What's going on, y'all, and welcome back to another Chaos Zero Nightmare video. As you guys saw in the intro, I'm going to be going over some tips and tricks and just discussing the seasonal chaos, what to look out for, how to make your save data farming much easier, as well as just general information that can help you guys out if you're planning to tackle this content. The new stuff is coming out very soon. I think as of recording this, Chizuru should be out, as well as some quality of life. So you might have noticed I talked about the tunnel in the intro, and that's going to be one of these outdated tips and tricks, unfortunately. I had this recorded for a while, but now we will actually be able to see the tunnel, so no longer you need to find those little question marks. I'm going to assume they're going to remove that fate as well. That allows you to, you know, see the tunnel, because that's going to just be now always. And on top of that too, guys, tunnel is going to be available not just in the seasonal chaos, but also in our regular zero system maps. So we no longer have to farm seasonal specifically as forbidden cards, I believe, and the tunnel obviously will be available outside. So that's going to be very, very welcome, as I'm kind of getting tired of this. And honestly, there's much better other maps or zero system worlds, I should say. I think that have better events, more chances to duplicate, and it just feels like higher epiphany chances. But yeah, tune in for that. Maybe I'll make a separate video. But for now, I just want to talk about general save data tips, as well as just what you should be looking out for in the seasonal chaos. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'll just have some B-roll footage, and we'll just kind of talk shop pretty loosely here. Just a short and sweet video talking about stuff. By the way, this boss you're going to be fighting here, guys, on the screen, one of the run enders. And so definitely you need to watch out for this guy. He starts to hit really hard, and a lot of people have trouble with him. So make sure you bring an appropriate chaos team. And the first thing let's start with in terms of like difficulty, and the reason I can kill this guy very easily, even if I'm farming save data and trying to, you know, not like go for optimal cards. Essentially, I'm just, like, I think on this one run, I'm focusing Hugo. So my Tressa cards are going to be garbage. Mika, we're not even worrying about. In fact, I'm going to even delete some unique cards, making the run harder for myself because I'm going just for Hugo. But we make that easier by farming a Chaos 8 stage. That is my preferred difficulty. And that's going to be my first tip and trick for y'all, is farm a lower difficulty. No need to flex and do 9, 10, 11 in terms of the world difficulty. Just do like an 8 and try to fish for as high save data as possible, meaning the save data cap can be from like tier 11, 12, 13, 14, and even 15, I believe, even at difficulty 8. I just shoot for somewhere around like 13, 14, and then once you add that trauma mode in there, right, once trauma mode's activated, you get +1 level to that. And around the 14 and 15 area, you're going to be shooting like 140 to 160 save data, which is plenty. And unless you're going for a very specific type of like zero card deck, that should be plenty to get you guys started and get you pretty much everything you need, like card removal plus the right, you know, epiphany cards, maybe even some spare room for neutrals. So that's kind of just the first tip, is find a good difficulty breakpoint. My suggestion, once again, is go for like difficulty 8 and go for anywhere from 12 to 14 level, and just add that trauma mode, because you're going to want that trauma mode. Not only does it increase the cap, but it'll also give you higher chances at epiphany and all that good stuff. Okay, so my other tip for you guys, based off of the intro, is actually fishing for those fates that I showed at the start of the video. I'll put it up again, but some of these will let you like replace certain cards in your deck, basic cards, with neutral cards, and that's actually going to save you some save data. Now, just talking roughly here, guys, I'm not going to break down the exact nitty gritty, but try to look at the tutorials in the game, or look up a guide, look up anything really. It's just, I don't want to overwhelm y'all with the numbers, but try to familiarize yourself with how much it costs to remove cards. That way it'll help you guys understand what I'm saying, when you can save your budget a little bit by using certain events that I'm going to show y'all here, that you know, at the start of the run, the blessings that the goddess or the god will give you at the start. So things like that will help you cut costs and are very, very nice. They're not mandatory, but if you're going for like those hyper specific decks and you want to get as much bang for your buck as possible, right? Imagine you're at a grocery store shopping, you have a certain amount of budget, you can actually get like coupons or discounts, whatever you guys might want to call it, to save yourself some money and get more stuff when you leave the store, right? That's essentially getting more cards, more neutral cards, everything you need, more removal to a lot for your budget. So things like that will help out. The other one is that mutagen sample, which I will also show on the screen here, guys. And that is going to be a big one too, where it'll actually just straight up remove a card from your deck and replace it with that mutagen sample. The nice thing is, sorry, let me rephrase that, guys. The mutagen sample event will actually replace your card. And instead of having to remove it, it auto removes itself at the end of the run because, of course, you know, the mutagen sample is something that's only good for the seasonal chaos. So that's another kind of huge event to look out for in terms of just saving yourself some saved data budget. So just to recap real quick, guys, grab some fates that replace cards in your deck. That's going to give you a discount. And the biggest discount, of course, with card removal is grabbing that mutagen sample because it replaces a card and then it auto removes itself. So it's almost like a free removal. Now, once again, I'm not going to cover the numbers, but card removal, of course, in any deck building game is amazing, as the less garbage cards you have in your deck means you can start getting to the good cards faster and start shuffling and just getting to the good stuff even quicker to start, you know, really steamrolling your opponents. Now you guys can see here on the screen, let's talk about the seasonal boss here. And this is why I was telling y'all at difficulty 8, of course, right, the boss is not going to have the new mechanics. And if you're newer to this game, in this seasonal chaos, guys, this boss is typically easy. We actually fought him. Just leave me a comment, guys, what world that is. But where we fight this boss, essentially his gimmick is he removes some of your cards from your deck, but the more you hit him, he'll give the cards back. It's a really easy boss. The problem is, I believe at difficulty 9 or 10, they added a new system where he starts to stack damage. Now, trust me on this, guys. One, if you're trying to just complete the boss, you don't want to try to tank him down, because after he starts stacking damage, I've tried to tank, I've tried to shield up, I've tried stacking fortitude. It is so difficult. Save yourself some headache and either farm him at lower difficulty for save data like I suggested at the start of the video, or if you're trying to complete, you know, 9, 10, 11, either for, I think you get some rewards. I don't think there's any achievements, but let's say you just want to do it for the sake of doing it, get some rewards along the way, just to complete it once. There's a few tips I have for y'all. Number one, like I was saying, make sure you try to rush him down as fast as possible. The game devs really like to, both in terms of difficulty for in-game content, you know, they imply or introduce turn limits to a lot of the in-game content. And then for this boss on the stacking morale, right, they add things like, kind of like a, what do you call it, like a rage mechanic. The longer you wait, the more damage he does, and it's just hard to out tank. So bring big damage, try to nuke him down if you're going for that achievement. And one last thing is there's an event that leads up to the boss that lets you lower his overall health, and that'll help you also too if you're a little bit newer, maybe you don't have like optimized teams just yet or optimized gear. But that wraps up the seasonal chaos talk. Just enjoy, farm up that saved data, and if you guys just need to finish this one time, take those tips and tricks like I showed y'all, and the boss should be quite doable. All right, y'all, I think we'll wrap things up there. Short and sweet video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to stop in at the live streams for the Chizuru and new content. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out, guys.